The world of industry has never been calm, but Season 4 opens in a place that feels colder, faster, and far more dangerous. The pressure is no longer just about winning deals or climbing the ladder. Now, it's about survival. Every decision has weight. Every silence feels loud. And every win comes with a price that someone else has to pay. Pierpoint, the heart of this story, no longer feels like a place of opportunity. It feels like a battlefield. The confidence that once filled the trading floor has cracked. Desks that used to buzz with energy now carry tension. People are watching each other closely, wondering who will fall next. Trust is thin, and loyalty feels like a risk no one can afford. Season 4 shows us a finance world that mirrors real life more than ever. Markets are unstable, jobs are uncertain, and fear hides behind every polished smile. People aren't just competing with rivals anymore. They're fighting their own doubts. The pressure to perform is constant, and failure is not forgiven. One mistake can erase years of hard work. What makes this season different is how personal everything feels. The characters aren't just chasing money. They are chasing control, respect, and a sense of meaning in a system that never stops demanding more. The line between personal life and work life has fully disappeared. Phones don't stop ringing. Nights don't bring rest. And success never feels like enough. Season 4 doesn't rush into action. Instead, it builds tension slowly. It lets discomfort sit in the air. Conversations feel sharp. Looks carry hidden messages. Even small moments feel heavy because everyone knows something is coming, but no one knows who will pay the price. This season asks a simple but uncomfortable question. What happens when ambition becomes the only thing you have left? When winning is no longer exciting, just necessary? The answer unfolds in quiet power struggles, risky choices, and moments where characters must decide who they really are. In Industry Season 4, the game hasn't changed, but the cost of playing it has never been higher. In Season 4, trust is no longer a strength. It is a risk. Every relationship at Pierpoint feels unstable, like it could collapse at any moment. People still work side by side, still share jokes and late nights, but beneath the surface, everyone is guarding themselves. No one fully believes anyone anymore. The workplace has become quieter, but more intense. Conversations stop when the wrong person walks by. Eyes follow movements across the room. People listen more than they speak, not because they care, but because information is power. In this world, knowing something first can mean staying alive one more day. What makes this season hit harder is how loneliness creeps into every corner. Characters who once relied on allies now stand alone. Even friendships feel like business deals waiting to break. Help is never free. Support always comes with expectations. And kindness often hides an agenda. Season 4 shows how ambition slowly changes people. Not all at once, but piece by piece. A small lie here. A quiet betrayal there. Each choice feels reasonable in the moment. Each decision is justified as necessary. But over time, these choices stack up, and the cost becomes impossible to ignore. The pressure doesn't come only from bosses or clients. It comes from watching others succeed, from seeing rivals rise faster, from realizing that hard work alone is not enough anymore. To move forward, characters must outplay, outsmart, or outlast the people around them. There is also fear, constant and unspoken. Fear of being replaced, fear of becoming irrelevant, fear of being exposed. Everyone is pretending to be confident, but cracks show through the calm voices and sharp suits. One bad quarter, one leaked secret, one failed deal. That's all it takes. Season 4 makes it clear that this industry does not reward honesty. It rewards results. And when results matter more than people, relationships become tools. Loyalty becomes temporary, and trust becomes the most dangerous thing you can give away. This is no longer a story about young professionals finding their place. It's about adults realizing the system will never protect them. In Industry Season 4, the question is no longer who can you trust, it's how long can you survive without trusting anyone at all. Behind the numbers, the screens, and the constant deals, the real damage begins to show. Season 4 pulls the camera closer, not to the market, but to the people trapped inside it. Success looks impressive from the outside, but on the inside, it is heavy, lonely, and exhausting. The characters are no longer chasing dreams, they are chasing relief. Relief from pressure. Relief from fear. Relief from the feeling that everything could fall apart at any moment. Work follows them everywhere. There is no off switch. Even silence feels loud. Relationships begin to suffer. Friends become rivals. Partners become liabilities. Personal lives are pushed aside because there is always one more call to take, one more problem to fix, one more crisis waiting. Love becomes complicated when trust is rare and time is limited. Mental pressure is constant. Sleep is broken. Emotions are buried. Vulnerability is seen as weakness, so pain is hidden behind confidence and sharp words. No one wants to admit they are struggling, because in this industry, struggle is seen as failure. Some characters try to escape the pressure through distractions, parties, risky behavior, empty connections, but none of it lasts. The momentary relief only makes the crash harder. The work always pulls them back in. The industry never forgets, and it never forgives. Others try to justify their actions. They tell themselves that this is temporary, that once they reach the next level, things will calm down. But deep down, they know the truth. The higher you climb, the stronger the pressure becomes. There is no finish line, only more expectation. Season 4 also shows how ambition changes identity. People stop asking who they are and start asking what they're worth. Self-value becomes tied to performance, bonuses, and approval from people who barely care. When the praise disappears, so does the sense of self. Mistakes feel heavier now. A single bad decision doesn't just affect work, it affects reputation, confidence, and mental stability. Regret lingers, guilt builds, and yet there is no time to slow down and process it. This season makes one thing painfully clear. The industry doesn't just test intelligence or skill, it tests endurance. It tests how much of yourself you are willing to give up in exchange for success. And as the pressure keeps building, the characters face a quiet but terrifying realization. If achieving everything costs you who you are, was it ever worth it? By this stage of Season 4, the characters are no longer standing at the edge. They've crossed it. There is no safe way back. Every decision now carries permanent consequences, and hesitation is more dangerous than making the wrong move. The pressure reaches a level where instinct takes over. People stop thinking about long-term plans and start focusing on immediate survival. Protect your position. Protect your image. Protect yourself. Morality becomes flexible, shaped by fear and urgency. What once felt unacceptable now feels necessary. Betrayals begin quietly. A private message. A delayed warning. Information shared with the wrong person at the right time. No dramatic announcements. Just calculated moves that slowly pull the ground out from under someone else. In this world, betrayal doesn't look like anger. It looks like calm logic. Some characters attempt to take control of the chaos. They make bold plays, high-risk deals, and public moves meant to secure power. But boldness attracts attention, and attention attracts danger. Every big move creates a new enemy, and enemies wait patiently. Others choose silence. They stay in the background, watching carefully, collecting details, waiting for the perfect moment. They understand that in this industry, timing matters more than strength. Say nothing now, strike later. The firm itself becomes a battlefield. Decisions made at the top ripple downward instantly. Jobs are lost without warning. Roles are reshaped overnight. Stability disappears, replaced by constant uncertainty. No one knows if they'll still belong tomorrow. Outside forces tighten their grip. Media pressure grows. Regulators close in. Public opinion turns quickly, and once it does, there's no way to control it. The story escapes the boardroom and enters the real world, where spin doesn't always work. At this point, characters are forced to face who they've become. Some accept it. They lean into the darkness, choosing power over peace. Others resist, trying to hold on to a version of themselves that no longer fits this world. But resistance has a cost. Season 4 reaches a place where every path leads to loss. Loss of trust, loss of identity, or loss of control. There are no clean wins. Only outcomes you can live with, and ones you can't. This is the point of no return. The moment when the industry stops asking what you want and demands what you're willing to sacrifice.